I have never gone 40 days without eating. I've never seen the devil in an immediately recognizable form. I cannot turn stones into bread. I've never been offered power over the whole world. I doubt if I jumped from some pinnacle, angels would come to my rescue. I certainly will not try. And yet, I face the same temptations Jesus faced. The devil said to him, "If you are the Son of God, command this stone to become a loaf of bread." In other words, the devil tempted Jesus to take care of himself, as if even in the face of starvation he were not cared for by God. Not only that, but to look out for himself first by taking the easy way, the quick fix. I know that temptation. I also know something Jesus did not know. I know about giving into it. Many times I let my needs and wants become the focus of my attention and action. I think I live by the things of this world rather than by the ever-present, ever-vigilant love of God. And I'm not always careful that the way I meet those needs and wants is in accord with the life I should live as a Christian. I choose to forget that my commitment to Christ is not simply about what I do in church. It is about what I do outside of church. So, rather than trust in God, I act as if God were not part of my life. I look after myself and will do whatever I think necessary to do so. Then the devil led him up and showed him in an instant all the kingdoms of the world. And the devil said to him, "To you I will give their glory and all this authority, for it has been given over to me, and I give it over to anyone I please." Jesus does not contradict the tempter. He does not say that worldly power does not belong to the devil, nor does he deny that the road to power is devil worship. Instead, he says what the devil offers is not worth the price. Better to be a powerless worshiper of the Lord than a powerful worshiper of evil. The thirst for power is stronger, perhaps, in the schoolyard, in the workplace, or in the family than in politics. Even in the church, we often see power at work rather than humble service. And every time we see it, we see a case where the devil has won. I may not be in a position to rule the world, but there are areas of my own little world where I like to be in charge. I'm willing to be a servant, but on my own terms and only as suits my convenience. Otherwise, I will do whatever is necessary to stay in charge, to have some degree of power over myself or others. Then the devil took him to Jerusalem and placed him on the pinnacle of the temple, saying to him, "If you are the Son of God, throw yourself down from here." If Jesus were to do so, the tempter continued, he would force God to rescue him. This is the temptation to make God into a tool. In my prayer especially, I try to run God, as if God must do certain things because I want them done. Often those things are good. A mother's prayer for her dying child is certainly no sin. Neither is her anguish and anger when the prayer is not answered as she wished. The temptation is in the move from, "Even so, your will and not mine be done," to, "My will be done and you must do it." We must accept the most basic fact of the universe, that God alone is God, and the divine will is not ours to control. We live in trust of God's love, confident that whatever else may happen, that love will never desert us. It is Lent. It is good to begin the season by reflecting upon the temptations that Jesus faced and that we face that hinder us in living the baptism commitment we renew at Easter. Easter is God's triumph over sin. It is another point at which we are like Jesus. We are tempted like him, but in our baptism into his death and resurrection, we are conquerors with him. Jesus faced temptation and refused it. We can be like him in that as well.